Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. Hopefully everybody is doing well and having a pretty good start to your week. So as y'all can see, I'm here a little earlier than normal because I want y'all to be able to watch the debates tonight. If you are planning on doing so, that's going to be starting in about an hour. So that's why I'm on a little earlier tonight. So hey DJ Mozzie. So I'm gonna let people give the notification a few minutes to go out and let people like come on in the room or whatever. Hey Lavon. So let me tell y'all. So I went to California this past weekend. I was on vacation for a couple of days and it was so awesome. Hey Open Mind Conservative. Hey Scott. Yeah, it's tonight, Mail. It's tonight and tomorrow, I think. Y'all, I feel like something is on my eye. I'm sorry if y'all see me doing it. Hey, Ernest. So, yeah, that's why I'm here a little bit early. But let me tell y'all about my vacation. So, I actually enjoyed it. We went there for my friend's birthday to basically surprise her. Her boyfriend put this trip together for her. And let me tell y'all, so the first thing when I got off the plane, let me tell y'all the first thing I saw. Went to the restaurant and I saw a bathroom that said on the door, it said like all genders restaurant. I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely not in Kansas anymore, that's for sure. Because most places you go is like just says family restroom because anybody can go in a family restroom. So that was the first thing I noticed when I got the plane or whatever. But anyway, yes, Mel, she was so surprised. So let me tell you how it happened. So that day before, that Thursday, her and her boyfriend had already came into California, was hanging out, all this than the other. So we rented like a condo in the hills. So nice, y'all. And I'm a very like scenic person. Like I just love looking at pretty stuff. So skylines, like city views. I love the outdoors, like out at the beach, you know what I mean? So it was like this 6 bedroom, 3 floors, rooftop, pool, like just amazing, huge kitchen, all this. So we stayed there. And so the day that we surprised her, her boyfriend was like, hey, my homeboy's staying over here. I want y'all to, I want you to come with me to this party, like this kickback that he's having or whatever. So the friend was like, he was gonna leave the door unlocked and y'all just come up to the rooftop. We'll be playing music, barbecuing on the rooftop and all this. Hey, Hawaii's. So the house had an elevator in it. So they came up the elevator, got off the elevator, and we were like, surprise. And yeah, I've never seen this girl cry so hard. So this is why I didn't mention it last week, because it was a surprise. And I'm like, I don't know if she's going to see me talking about this on my YouTube video, whatever. But so we had a good time. We did a kickback that night. We like barbecued and did music, hung out on the rooftop and all this. And we were really, really close to Sunset Boulevard. Kim is about to be so mad at me. Hey, Kim. Kim, I'm telling them how I just got back from California. Don't beat me up. But it was a surprise. It was a surprise, like a surprise hangout for my homegirl. But I definitely want to come back when I'm not with like a group of people so I can really just enjoy and do like some more stuff and things like that. But it was like so nice. We had a good time. We went on Sunset Boulevard. We went to the Hollywood sign. We did all the like touristy stuff or whatever. So, hey, Tony. So we really enjoyed it. What else did we do? We went to the Santa Monica Pier. Yeah, I told y'all Kim is gonna beat me up. She knew. Kim, she ended up finding out, and I told her, like, I meant to let y'all know, but everything just kind of happened so fast. And I really, like, usually I'll tell y'all beforehand on my videos, but it was a surprise, so I never really talked about it on YouTube or whatever. But we had a good time. What else did we do? I don't know. We just hung out, ate. We did a lot of eating. One thing they do say, a difference between like the South and the West Coast, for sure, y'all are a lot thinner out there. That's something I noticed. We was riding down the street, all I saw was like yogurt places and like some other stuff, and I was like, what is this, baby? I'm hungry, feed me. Like, I can't do this. But I think that's when we was over there like by Sunset Boulevard and stuff like that. We went to this seafood place that was really good. That had like these like huge drinks, these huge like daiquiris, and so we had a really good time. I enjoyed it. But yes, Kim, I enjoyed myself, but I'm definitely gonna be back at some point when I don't really just have to go with a group, so I can explore a little bit more, be on my own time. Y'all know how that is. Be on my own time and stuff like that. So we'll see. But this place that we were staying, y'all, like the neighborhood that we were in, the freaking houses are like $40,000 a month to rent. Hey, Antonio. I'm like, you just pay that 3 times and you can have you a very nice place in Mississippi. Like, own. You know what I mean? But I like that. I like seeing, like, I like going to different cities, kind of seeing, you know, how other people. I was very surprised that like nobody, every time I go somewhere, people are always like, where are you from? You know what I mean? Because they notice my accent or whatever like that. But I was super shocked that nobody asked me that out there. I assume it's because they're so used to visitors like constantly that they probably like hear so many different accents. But I know if I like the times I've been to like New York or DC, they'd be like, where are you from? Because you definitely not from here or close to here. So yeah, I'm gonna visit Philly one day too. But it was a good time, a good vacation. I was surprised how it could be like so warm and nice and pleasant during the day, and then at night it's like, okay, yeah, I definitely need a jacket in the middle of the summer. But we went to the Santa Monica Pier. That was pretty cool. Hey, humble servant. So I enjoyed it. I do plan to go back. Some parts of California, I just expect it to be like different, because when we first got there, the parts that we were at, I was like, you know, I'm not really impressed. But when we went, like when I think that was Sunset Drive or something like that, and I was like, okay. But I think when we went to, and let me know if I'm wrong, Kim, but it's like it's China something, and it's closer to like the Hollywood stars or whatever like that. It's like one side where the Hollywood stars is, and I was like, this where we going, this where is it? But then it's like, as we went further down the street, I was like, okay, you know, this is nice. This is nicer or whatever. Tony said Southern California has a lot of country people. That's interesting. And it's so funny, y'all, because in Mississippi, like, we have like 2 different type of countries, right? So like, even though I'm country and I'm country to most people, like it can get countryer is what I'm saying. Like you literally have people that be deep in the country and we call them country. So there's levels to it. So now I gotta hear a Southern California accent to know it's really good. But and then we stopped by the Marathon store. So Kim said Holly weird. She don't like that. So we went by the Marathon store, and first of all, I didn't expect that street that store was on to be so big and so busy for this man to have gotten shot out there. I expected it to be like kind of like tucked off, maybe more so in, well, I don't know, like a neighborhood. I mean, I guess there is a neighborhood, but I don't know. So we were out there, we saw the murals, and I think the store was closed, so we didn't go into the store. And then I ended up seeing, it's so weird, y'all. I was just telling y'all last week about my friend who I was saying, you know, I said he had this like really great success story, how he basically went from homeless to being like a huge fashion stylist. And I was saying how like he employs people now and he has this company and things like this. I was just talking about him on my live last week. On the freaking West Coast. Like he lives in Dallas now. I'm on a freaking West Coast and I run into this man. I was like, that is crazy. Both of us are from Mississippi. I haven't seen him in, I don't know, it's probably been like a year or so. I don't know. And we just casually run into each other at the Marathon store. I was like, this is so crazy. Talk about small world or whatever. But so I enjoyed it. It was good. And I do hope to go back and to see kind of like a little bit more, you know, to see a little bit more of the city or whatever. Hey David. How are you? But so yeah, it was a good time. And that's why I didn't tell y'all last week, because it was a surprise or whatever. But anyway, so I've been missing in action, but upon my return, I definitely wanted to talk about this guy, Victor Blackwell, I think is his name. Is that correct? I'm not super like familiar with him. As y'all know, I don't watch, I really don't watch CNN anymore. Like I just don't sit there and watch it. Like if something is going on and it piques my curiosity, like I'll go on YouTube and watch like a couple of clips and stuff like that. But as far as just watching it and being very familiar with like, you know, the people on here and stuff like that, not anymore. But all right, so let's take a look at this clip and then we're gonna talk about this whole thing and kind of like what's been going on. And I also said I'm here. Yes, Helena, I just said, and I was about to repeat that. It's so crazy. But yes, I'm a little early today because I'm gonna let people go and watch the debates if they want to. They're starting about like 45 minutes now or whatever. But all right, y'all. So Victor Blackwell, these folks are something else. I've told y'all about these anchors and how they can be. Let me see if this is gonna try to play an ad first. But so I kind of been seeing people talking about this a little bit, and so we're gonna kind of watch this real quick. How do I make this big? Is it this one? Okay.
Another member of Congress on Twitter. This time it's House Oversight Committee Chairman Elijah Cummings. He wrote this: Cummings' district is a disgusting, rat and rodent infested mess. If he spent more time in Baltimore, maybe he could help clean up this very dangerous and filthy place. No human being would want to live there. Infested. That's usually reserved for references to rodents and insects, but we've seen the president invoke infestation to criticize lawmakers before. See a pattern here? Just 2 weeks ago, President Trump attacked 4 minority congresswomen. Why don't they go back to the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came? Reminder, 3 of them were born here. All of them are American. Infested, he says. A week before his inauguration, January 2017, Congressman John Lewis should spend more time on fixing and helping his district, which is in horrible shape and falling apart, not to mention crime-infested. Donald Trump has tweeted more than 43,000 times. He's insulted thousands of people, many different types of people. But when he tweets about infestation, it's about Black and brown people. September 2014, at the height of an urgent health emergency, why are we sending thousands of ill-trained soldiers into Ebola-infested areas of Africa? Bring the plague to the US? Obama is so stupid. Infested, he says. There's a revolution going on in California. So many sanctuary areas want out of this ridiculous crime-infested and breeding concept. Infested, he says. The president says about Congressman Cummings' district.
Here it come. Here it come. Look at the lip. Oh, look at the lip quiver. Let me go back. Bring it on. Now this is Oscar worthy. Hold on, let me go back a little bit.
The president says about Congressman Cummings' district.
Come on, Tyr. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Make it drop.
That no human would want to live there. You know who did, Mr. President? I did. From the day I was brought home from the hospital to the day I left for college.
Yeah, I see one right there. Y'all see it?
And a lot of people I care about still do. There are challenges, no doubt. But people are proud of their community. I don't want to sound self-righteous. When people get up and go to work there, they care for their families there. They love their children who pledge allegiance to the flag, just like people who live in districts of congressmen who support you, sir. They are Americans too. We'll be right back.
Man. I'm so mind blown and disappointed. You got this big grown man, this big grown Black man, right? And you sit up here crying on CNN because of some tweets, because of what somebody said about your seat. Like, are you kidding me? Do you know the things that I've heard about Mississippi? From my own friends that live abroad. From people that have moved away from here and don't plan on ever coming back. Do you think I cry? Y'all, that is the most pathetic. The most, the culture we are in now, we are living in the most sensitive culture ever. How? That is embarrassing. It's embarrassing, it's pathetic, it's sickening. And so now I'm trying to figure out, is the freaking studio manager sitting in the background like, okay, how can we get views on this today? What can we do? I got it. You can cry. You know what I mean? Hey, Cajun. Or Or is he sitting here thinking, man, you know what? I'm really ready to take my career to the next level. What can I do to pop it off? I could do the Smollett. I could do the Angela Rye challenge. That is pathetic, man. That is pathetic. I already told y'all I did a video probably like a couple of months back talking about when Roland Martin was basically saying that that Fox News hires more black people than CNN. And then the guy that was telling Roland Martin this, he was like, look, I tried to get a job at CNN. They wouldn't even hire me. He was like, they only hire a certain type of black person over there, especially a black male. And he was basically saying they're either going to be homosexual or effeminate. That is straight up embarrassing, man. Like, how do you do that? I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know anything about his sexuality. But how sensitive could you be? And then you say in a clip, I lived there till I graduated college. So obviously you didn't move on. You weren't crying because you said, you know what? I love this city so much that I came back and I put my heart into it. I put my soul into it. I started this organization. I did this to get things running off the ground. I did this to improve the neighborhood I came from. I gave back this much money. That's how much I love this city. Now I'm getting emotional because I'm out here working with these kids in the streets. If you're going to get emotional about the stock you've put into your city, what you've done. I would probably get emotional about that. I do get emotional about that, but I don't cry about it. Like, how dumb do you think we are? That is offensive, man. That is offensive. People so scared of the freaking big bad boogeyman. Y'all so scared of tweets. To the point where you cry, you get at somebody that much of your energy. That is embarrassing. Like, especially coming from a group of people who, like, your ancestors went through so freaking much. So much. Yet this is the most sensitive generation of our freaking time. That is appalling. Every day, people looking for something to be something new to be mad about, something to be offended about, something to cry about, something to be sensitive about. I swear to y'all, there's literally this meme going around on like Twitter and Instagram that says, "Hey y'all, what are we mad about today?" And people literally respond to such things. Like, this isn't even a joke. Looking for a reason to be mad today. I will say this, and for the people that's just coming in the room, I was just telling them how I just came off vacation from California. And I will say this. When you really separate yourself from social media and you disconnect from the world and just take time to just enjoy life and breathe and just live. Like, I'm just so confused. Like, are y'all really going through stuff, or is it just the TV telling you you're going through stuff? I don't feel any of this when I'm disconnected from social media. I feel nothing. I'm out here enjoying life, living, able to eat, enjoy my friends, enjoy my family, enjoy my summer. Like, what is going on? And then I'm trying to figure out, where is the freaking lie? Where is the lie in what he was saying? You know what I mean? People want to come up with these grand stories. They'll use one tweet and start pulling out stuff that happened in 1964. Oh, well, in 1964, the person that tweeted this already did this. What the heck does that have to do with the tweet at hand? What does that have to do with what's being said at this very moment? And this is why I said, man, at the end of the day, as much as people try to act like they care about the truth and they want the truth, they don't. It's a lie. Y'all don't want the truth. Y'all only want it based on who it's coming from, which makes no sense. I don't care if I hate somebody. I don't care if I literally hate their freaking guts. Even a broke clock is right twice a day. And it pains people. Like, it literally does something to them. Like, something breaks inside of them to accept the truth. I just don't get it. Thank you, Valdez. Valdez said, if Victor Blackwell is so concerned about Baltimore residents, why doesn't the whole Democrat leaders who run the city, why doesn't he hold the Democrat leaders who run the city accountable? People in Baltimore have been complaining about city leadership for years. For years. Years. The last 3 mayors, if I'm not mistaken, something has went on with each one of them. Some type of corruption, stepping down, things with like money and just doing all kind of stuff. My feelings don't get hurt by who tells me the truth. I don't know. I just don't get it. I can't relate. And people may assume that I'm not emotional, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know if people assume that. But I know sometimes people think, oh, you just don't care about certain groups of people or these group of people, or you don't care about this or blah, 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 blah. That's not the case at all. I'm very woman. I don't have a problem with my emotions. I also don't have a problem with men showing emotions. I have no problem with that. But cry about things that make sense. That is an embarrassment. That is an embarrassment. I can speak from personal experience. The way people that like have not been from Mississippi have said things to me, and sometimes I'll be like, "What?" You know what I mean? I might feel some kind of way, but I'm not about to cry. It's pathetic. Like, sometimes I just feel like our ancestors would be so disappointed. Like, all the things that they've been through in this country, having to hold your freaking head up high, having to look people in the eyes that literally can hang you up by your genitals in a freaking town square with no repercussions. Having to send your children to schools with people that didn't want them to be there. And here I am, I can just travel freely now. Get on the first thing smoking and just hop over to California. No problems. Like, I'm just so tired of this virtue signaling and the fakeness, man. I've told y'all, like, my grandma, my mom's mom, they were the first freaking family to integrate their neighborhood. You're not gonna tell me you crying over no tweets. Like, it's nothing in my mind that can rationalize that. And so that's why I feel like it's this perpetual state of just anger over things that don't even make sense. It's embarrassing. And then this is your freaking job. This is your job. Where y'all see the white news anchors crying over stories like that? And then there's people out here being killed. Kids don't have food to eat. All kind of stuff. I just seen a story the other day about some baby. I think she's probably like not even a year old, and it's gonna take millions to have this freaking surgery that she needs to live because the insurance company refuses to pay for it. And you over here crying over some tweets. And I told y'all, right? Where do you see the white straight men crying on TV like this? You don't see it. And I've already told y'all to validate any struggle. To validate any struggle, you have to put a black face on it. Even at times where it has nothing directly to do with the black community. We saw the same thing. I talked about this with Believe All Women. I'm like, some of y'all just jump on any bandwagon, anything the media says, y'all just with it. Y'all just rocking and rolling. The media tell you to be mad, you're mad. The media tell you to be sad, you're sad. The media tell you if they don't talk about something long enough, now you done forgot. People don't even realize Black Lives Matter has disappeared into thin air. Don't even realize. Now, the media doesn't have to talk about anything substantive. They don't have to talk about anything that's going to affect you in your real everyday life. Screw that. Racism. Racist tweets. Screw your schools. Screw the 60% of people sitting in jails with no convictions. Screw that. Racism. Racist tweets. Care about that. Be mad about that today. Like, what? Man, people don't even notice. People don't even notice what's happening right now. Like, we have been completely sidelined with immigration, illegal immigration. That's like 80% of the news cycle now. When most people are so hurt, people are so in their feelings, people are so feeling some type of way, but can't even name the country, can't even name countries with open borders. Like, what y'all mean? I just be trying to make it make sense and see what people be talking about. This stuff been going on. The media is just pulling y'all strings now like a bunch of puppets saying, okay, now we're gonna make y'all dance on this issue. We know this been happening, but we gonna make it look like this is something brand new. Ain't nothing new. Nothing. And this is why I always say, if you care about something, stand on it and care about it. But don't let the media rile you up like some type of zombie. Bammy Fun, thank you. Said little sis search YouTube for Frankfurt School and or cultural Marxism and or critical theory and all of the intersectionality SJWBS will make sense. Social engineering. Okay, I will. Thank you. We can care about both. Show me. Tell me how. I ain't seen it. I have not seen it. I'm gonna always be the same. My platform is gonna always be the same. The number one thing I stand on is family. Family, and that includes friendship. I talk about how important it is for your life, the family structure. I believe in it because I see how it affected me and people that I've known who didn't have that family structure, how it's affected them. And so I'm going to care about that regardless of what the news is talking about, regardless of these crazy people talking about we don't need men in the households and we don't need this and we don't need that. No, forget that. You can't. No. No, I'm not with that. I don't care who says it. I don't care that the media try to make me believe that. You need that. Statistics say that. But for some reason, we live in a culture now where even statistics are offensive. People are offended by that. People are offended by the truth. Man. And then I'm still trying to figure out to this point, like, where is the lie? I can understand how it can be off-putting, how things are said, when things are said a certain way. But when the man's sensitive too, good God, who can think from a logical standpoint if you can't? I mean, really? You a big grown man crying on TV. I do understand how some things, finding something out about your city, your state, your culture, hearing certain things that you might feel like are negative or less than pleasant, it can be bothersome. It can. But that doesn't make it any less true. It doesn't make it any less true. So who's gonna suck it up? At what point are people gonna suck it up and be like, okay, instead of getting mad about it, let's do something about it now? PZs are running, stop calling and do the man. When a lot of, and see, I'm gonna just tell y'all this little bit about me, and I'm not even gonna go too far into it because honestly it's not about me, but I just be wanting to like sometimes inspire people and get them to stop looking at things like one dimensional. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you have to come back to you and be like, okay, how does this affect me? What could I do? You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. But like when a lot of this like Black Lives Matter stuff was going on, people were getting killed and stuff like that, like I really felt some type of way. Like I was bothered. You know what I mean? And I felt so helpless. And I'm trying to think like, okay, what can I do? So I literally changed the direction of my career. And I wanted to spend more time working with children in the inner cities. Because I can't stop stop a cop from doing anything, nothing. I can't do it. But what I can do, I decided, you know what can I do to help little Black boys hopefully not even have to be in these predicaments in the first place? Lessen their chances of even having to deal with the police in the first place. And then having enough social skills, knowing how to communicate. So if you're in a certain situation, you know how to handle yourself. Let me tell y'all this, I'm not even lying. And my brother probably wouldn't want me to tell this, but I'm gonna tell this anyway. My brother, y'all. Okay, let me thank Valdis first. Valdis said, this life is not easy. Fellowship helps. Both family and friends are priceless. Absolutely. And that's why I say, man, if y'all know these people in your neighborhood, you have cousins, you have people in your community. If y'all know these little boys and girls that don't have strong family structures, don't have a lot of support, man, talk to them, spend a couple of hours with them, mentor them. Y'all do not understand how detrimental that can be to changing the trajectory of a child's life, man. I met this one boy that used to be in trouble. Like his brother he'll be, he really wasn't interested in school, getting into trouble in school, not doing well. His mom working all the time. One of his older brothers in jail, the other one off all the time. So I ended up introducing him to this military guy that I know, because I just wanted him to spend time with him, be a positive influence on him. Man, the way this dude changed, y'all don't even understand. Some of these kids don't even know. It's like, because he used to always tell the little boy, like, I know you don't like school, but finish high school. Just finish high school. Do what you can. And then there's other options. You can go to the military like me. And this is an upstanding guy. He has a wife. He has a nice house, living in a nice area. He has children. Sometimes kids just don't see that. They don't have a one-on-one with people that's doing well, doing something different. Sometimes people they have tunnel vision. They can only see what's around them. So, I'm not on TV. I'm not freaking impacting the world. And that's just one story out of a few kids that I've helped. But if I can keep that one little boy out of trouble, y'all just don't understand how important it is. You know what I mean? And I'm not getting on TV crying because of some tweets. I'm trying to see what I can do. And I didn't hear that guy say that. But anyway, so going back to this part about my brother, and I was talking about communication. Like, it's so weird, y'all, because everywhere we go, people love my brother. I don't know why. It's just something about his energy, his aura. Like, people just love talking to him. Like, I just never seen anything like it. He's very, like, personable, and people are drawn to him. Like, we could be at random places. Like, we can be at a concert and we can be sitting or standing beside somebody, and they will, like, give him money to go to the bar and, like, get them stuff. And I'm like, you're like, y'all don't even know him. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. But anyway, so my brother, it's kind of a long story, but he ended up getting this ticket for a dog that he had in his backyard, which was really one of our family members was staying with him. And in this particular community, I can't remember if you're not supposed to have dogs, or maybe you're not supposed to have like a certain kind or something. But anyway, so he ended up getting a ticket for that. I kept telling my brother, handle your business, do what you got to do, blah, blah, blah. Please. No, my brother's a young man. Y'all know how y'all can be sometimes. So anyway, so ended up being a warrant because he didn't pay for the ticket. So he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like, he was like, now I have to like turn myself in, have somebody bail me out, and then show up in court or something like this. So he was like, can you just come up here and bail me out? And I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, so you go in the police station, and I think this is probably like my first time like going to the police station. So I go in the police station, and you go into the little room, and you have to call back there to say, hey, I'm here to bail out such and such. So when I was talking to the police officer, he was like, do you want to talk to your brother? I was like, no, he'll be okay. I'll be waiting out here. And he was like, okay. Man, the police officer came from the back, and he was like, you sure you don't want to talk to your brother? I'm like, I think he'll be okay. He's in good hands, right? And he was like, yeah. He was like, he's such a nice guy. We were back there talking and blah, blah, blah. He was making me laugh because he was saying something and da-da-da-da. But I'm just letting you know it'll be a little bit longer, but he's good and da-da-da-da. I'm like, this boy done made another friend. Like, this man can't go anywhere. You know what I mean? But it's a certain energy that you have, and it's a really good way to be personable and connect to different people. But y'all don't understand. Like, I really believe in that energy stuff, like real talk. Like, if you walk around constantly mad, constantly thinking somebody's out to get you, to do you harm, you can really bring that stuff to you. Like, I was talking about this earlier in my live. I'm all the way in California on the West Coast. I end up just casually bumping into one of my friends from Mississippi. I'm like it's certain mindsets and certain things that you can bring things to yourself. Let me tell y'all this, because I didn't even tell y'all this part earlier. But so one night we were in a house. they were like, make sure that with the music, like after 10 o'clock, y'all kind of just bring the noise level down or whatever. And the guy was like, because the police will show up. And he was like, the police will show up. And then he was like, if I have to come out here, I have to charge y'all like every time I have to, come out here for like noise complaints or anything like that. So we were like, okay, cool. That's no problem. So one night, all of us were like on the rooftop chilling, listening to music. It was like probably like 30, 40 minutes after 10 o'clock. So somebody heard something and looked down and was like, there go the police. And I'm like, we're not even loud. So let me tell you. So me and one of the girls walked downstairs, and it was 2 police officers at the door. And one of the police, he was just doing like this, kind of like shaking his head like this or whatever. And he was like, yeah, we got to complain or whatever. And I was like, what's going on? I was like, are we too loud? Like, and he was like, honestly, he was like, y'all are not even loud or whatever. He said, but the neighbors, he said, we get caught out here often. He said, because most times people have parties at this house. And so they're probably just tired of the noise. And earlier, somebody had kind of like parked in front of their house and had to come move the car up a little bit. So they were like, they're probably just like annoyed, stuff like that. And they were like, but y'all are not too loud, but, just kind of be mindful because they already called us. And he was like, I hope y'all have a great vacation, have a good time, all this. And so we were like, okay, cool. Thank y'all for coming out, whatever. So we turn around because we were having like a house party. So we turn around and two of the girls from California was standing behind us. So they met us at the house. You're not even staying there. So we walked back upstairs, and me and the girl that actually talked to the police officer was going to just let everybody know what happened. But they go on this tirade of, yeah, the police was down there. We don't even know what they're talking about. And the neighbors just called because they racist. They just seen some black people over here and was like, they probably just racist. And I'm like, wait, what? You know what I mean? First of all, y'all not even staying here. So why did y'all come to the door? That's number one. Number two, y'all just done made up a whole story in y'all head about what just happened. Like, and I'm like, y'all from California. We're from Mississippi. Isn't California supposed to be the most progressive place, the most utopian place? You know what I mean? So I told them, I'm thinking like, don't put that negative energy on us. Like, don't do that. Like, the police were very polite. We didn't have any problems with it. It's a group of us. Why would you come up here and make such assumptions? You have no clue. You don't even know. So you just then made up a story about these people and you don't know anything about them and you just automatically jump to that. You don't know if these people saw us. They just saw a car that was down there. You don't know. I'm like, y'all weird. And so I don't know. I just find it weird when people like from like places like California and New York and stuff like that try to like tell me about racism. I'm not saying y'all don't experience it. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just like, y'all just completely just jump to that. I'm like, y'all about to blow our whole trip. Now, every time we leave, people going to be looking upside the neighbor's head, thinking something. Because, that's an emotional trigger for people. Like, you just don't just say that without any type of, like, if it would have been an altercation or you had a reason or something happened, but people telling you to keep the noise down, that within itself is not racist. You know what I mean? Just like I don't feel like somebody saying that a rat and rat and rodent infested Baltimore is racist. Not just like that. And so we've gotten to a point where people have really watered down that word. They watered it down. And you have people like Erica Thomas, the representative from where was she from, y'all? I want to say Georgia. You have people like Jussie Smollett. Y'all cry and do, you do these tirades and you do these performances, and then when it's things that really happens, y'all make it harder for real victims. Very similar to rape. Very similar to rape. When you have people calling everything rape, or people just falsely accusing people of rape, it makes it very hard for actual rape victims. And how do people not get that? How do people not get that they've completely watered down his word? And when I watched that video, so Erica Thomas is the lady that was like crying, saying that the man told her to go back to go back to where she came from, and she just crying. And let me tell y'all this, because sometimes when I immediately see stuff, it just doesn't sit right with my spirit. That's how it was immediately when I heard the Jussie Smollett story. I just knew it was something more to the story, and that's how I felt when I heard the Erica Thomas story. Now, I wasn't exactly sure, because I mean, you never know, and you do have really crazy, rude, mean people out here. But when I first saw the video, before I knew anything about the man, saw him anything, I just saw that one video where she was crying, and I commented on the video. I wish I could find it on Instagram. This was when the story first broke. And my initial comment was, why would you cry that hard over somebody that doesn't like you? Why would you cry that hard over somebody's words? Like, screw him. Screw him. That was my literal comment. This was before I knew the whole background story, any of that. I had only saw her cry video where she was like at home. This white man just called me lazy. I'm like, girl, what? And so the way you respond to him calling you lazy is giving him your energy of tears. Do you know what you got to do to get tears out of me? Like, that's like a privilege, honestly, because you're making me feel too much. Everybody can't make me feel something. Everybody doesn't deserve that energy from me. So I was immediately confused. I was perplexed. I was puzzled. A random person starts something with you and you respond by crying? You don't even deserve that from me. So it was just all types of confusion. And don't get it twisted, because I think the man should have just minded his business in the first place. He should have just minded his business. I don't know why people just like to just start stuff and try to be some type of authority figure and feel like, oh, I got to go explain this to her. No, you don't. No, you don't. But regardless, you're not about to make me cry. Sir, I will look you right in your face until you go mind your business. And it probably wouldn't be that polite, depending on how I'm feeling that day. But it's just that simple. And then I found it so odd. You said you couldn't stand up in a grocery store, but you stand up long enough to do your 15-minute interview after. I said, how ironic, how convenient. 15 minutes of fame. Man, stop letting these people make y'all cry. Like, the racist white person, especially the ones that like, You're not elite. You're not high class. You're just a regular person. Those people are also being manipulated by programming, just like the people that respond emotionally to these news stories. It's just different sides of the same coin. People are being manipulated on the behalf of the elitist. People like Maxine Waters, and who was the other person I just said last week? Maxine Waters push back on them. Sean King will tell y'all to show up at the border while they sitting back drinking Kool-Aid, surrounded by security that have guns. Why they don't want you to have one? They want y'all to do the dirty work. They pin y'all against each other to make you think that this person has that much control over you down the street, when really it's them. Elitists of all kinds. All of them. Most of them. With their hidden agendas. But y'all be the ones in the streets trying to fight people, crying. Over what? Everybody is not going to like you. Racism will always be here. It will be here to the end of the earth. Just like poverty, just like murder, just like crime, just like rape. It will always be here. Always. There will always be people that won't like you. Always. Crying on CNN, crying on social media is not going to change it. The only thing you can do is focus on your life, focus on your family, make the best out of your life, do what you can. Separate from social media sometimes, stop and breathe. Paul Revere says racism doesn't exist. I hate when y'all say that. And let me tell you why. I hate when people say racism doesn't exist. Racism exists. There's a definition for it. But what I think is that people overuse or they exaggerate what racism is. I don't give a doggone about some random person down the street not liking me, not liking my children, thinking some type of way of me. We know that most people prefer to be around people like them. No, I don't think that's racist. But like LaVon said, racism exists. It's theatrical. But yes, I absolutely 100% believe, and I've had my own experiences, that people won't like you based on, what you look like. But then, like I've already told y'all on this channel, a lot of times the media feeds that frenzy. They feed that frenzy. We could see that with how the media talks about Muslims. And this is why I talked about this when Just Hilarious felt some type of way from thinking she's on a plane with a Muslim. How are you not when the media is constantly telling you to fear Muslim people? Well, I say that all the time. Paul said, if racism exists, then we are all racist. I just call everybody, honestly, in 2019, I just think it's fair to just call everybody a racist for good measure. I mean, you might as well. Everything's racist. Everybody's racist. I mean, hey. It's like you're more safe saying that, like you're more in the clear saying that, because I mean, everything is racist now anyway. People have completely diluted the word. bias and stereotype is not racism. I've told y'all how, like, when I was growing up, I literally honestly thought like all Asian people were smart until I'm trying to cheat off these Asian boy tests. And I'm like, you don't know nothing. And I was disappointed. But everything I ever saw, the media, books, everything was telling me Asian people were so smart. And I'm sure, I'm 100% certain that there are some more unfavorable stereotypes that I believed as well that I'm not going to go into telling y'all about. But absolutely, that doesn't make me racist. I mean, actually. But I agree with that too, Basil. Basil said tribalism, but it does exist in a criminal justice system. And this is why I talk about that oftentimes, because like the criminal justice system, because people want y'all to believe that everybody that is sitting in the jails are criminals. And it's just not the case. The criminal justice system is completely broken. That's why you have so many people that haven't even been convicted waiting on trials. And it's disgusting, honestly. It's disgusting. But so that's all I have to say about that. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and watch the debates. Thank everybody for the super chats. Thank y'all for the thumbs up and always coming to rock with me, even though I was here a little earlier today. But real talk, like don't let me catch y'all out here crying over no foolishness. I'm gonna talk about all of y'all. I'm gonna talk about you. I'm gonna clown you. I'm gonna joan you. Who terminology is that? Some of y'all up north. But I'm gonna talk about you bad if you up here crying over like real. You know what I'm saying? In the evening, first of all, and I was gonna say this earlier. When you're doing a job, you have to do that job and you have to know what comes with the job. My best friend was telling me about it because she's a nurse, and she was telling me about her first shift where somebody died on the job. You know, she was on the job, and, you know, her first patient that passed, they lost them in the ER or whatever. And she was like, she just bawled. Like, she just lost it. Like, she just, you know, she was crying. And her supervisor, whoever, came up to her and just told her, like, don't ever do that again. Like, ever. You know what I mean? Like, never do that again. For several reasons, which I'm sure most of y'all can, you know, figure out yourself. But I can understand that because this is your job. You're going to have to do this and constantly do this. Do this forever. And you think that a news anchor, news commentator, somebody that has to see so much, constantly deal with death and destruction and unfavorable things and sadness. This is your job. Man up. I know there was such a sexist comment, right? I hope I don't be featured in the next Gillette ad. But yeah, like, seriously. So y'all don't let me catch y'all out here looking like that. And then the crazy part about it is, I'm gonna say this one last thing and then I'm gonna go. Do y'all remember when Tyrese was crying online because they were basically trying to keep his daughter from him, and people were like clowning him? He went viral. They made memes about him and everything. To me, a man crying because this is his child, this is his flesh and blood, like he loves that child that much, is way more admirable, and way more understandable than somebody crying over some tweets. Let me show y'all these. I just have to show these before we go because I didn't show it earlier. And then I'm gonna let y'all go.
though, city leaders identified some of the city's most violent neighborhoods.
What the hell? We should just take all this down.
To target.
Ooh, you can smell the rats.
Under Baltimore's Violence Reduction Initiative.
Ooh, Jesus.
Just last week, we went with Mayor Pugh as she toured an East Baltimore neighborhood.
This a new one. I've been out here 54 years. This a new one.
Baltimore's Violence Reduction
This a new one. This a new one. I love that Baltimore accent, y'all.
Initiative is about taking steps to rid communities of the cornerstones that contribute to crime.
Oh my God, you can smell the dead animals.
Blocks of dilapidated buildings help to hide the addiction that's crippled this community.
So that was a mayor of Baltimore. And so you can go on YouTube and you can find several videos of the residents of Baltimore talking about how the city is run down, talking about the infestation. I don't know when infestation became such a horrible word. Like, I don't really get that. But this is what the media does. They will literally be making you think, like, for the record, we're about to Google infestation. The presence of an unusually large number of insects or animals in a place, typically so as to cause damage or disease. So when it became such a offensive word, when you're literally telling the truth, and you have just a year before the mayor doing a walkthrough and saying it from her own perspective. Did she say it cuter or something? Was it cuter when she said it? Was it more like loving? Was it more, So please don't let these people pull y'all strings. And just something that you already knew or already agreed with, now it's a problem. Something that's the truth is just the truth, now it's a problem. Or whatever. But all right, y'all. Go watch the debates. Maybe we'll talk about it later this week. Y'all have a good night. Bye.